video of a reverend father having a fight with some group of women inside the church. And I was meant to understand that those women are the women that came for this same August meeting. You see how I am dressed? I am just coming back from my own August meeting. Okay? In fact, that thing happened inside a Catholic church. And I want to address that matter. From the answers I got when I asked questions, what could have caused such fight in the church between a priest and women of the same church? So I was told that those women, that they were told not to have that meeting inside the church. Nime church, ebe father na koka, nime ihu altar, some churches, when they come for this meeting, the women will have a separate table that will be arranged in front of the altar for the meeting. But I was meant to understand that this priest in particular, though I don't know if it is a Catholic rule generally or just that parish in particular. So they now, when they came for that meeting, that the priest told them not to do that meeting inside the church. Maybe because they have other places where they can do that meeting within the church premises. Catholic church now, we know that Catholic church is not a small church. Olga, they hardly will you see a Catholic church that does not have a children department or any other extra buildings in the church where such meeting can be organized. So, and when they are told not to do that meeting, they disobeyed the priest, they disobeyed the order of the priest. I insisted on having that meeting inside that church. Okay, now, from what I gathered, maybe during the course of the meeting or something else, the father now walked inside the church and discovered that this set of people that was told not to have this meeting inside the church, no, they brought in alcohol, beer, and arranged it on top of the table in front of the altar. And what gives me concern is the way the society judges matter. Okay, now some persons are now saying that the father overreacted, a man of God. Why would he go that extent to be fighting with women, throwing bottles on women? What if his mother was there? Without blaming the people that triggered that action. We are always quick to judge people. See, I will do more than that. But my question is, does it mean that women of this generation does not have conscience? Does it mean that we no longer fear God? You called yourself somebody that came for August meeting in the church of God. Alcohol. That is to show the kind of people Christianity that we are practicing. And you are not condemning it. You did not see anything wrong with that. I pity you. I want to use this case study to illustrate something for you in the Bible. I want to use this thing to teach you, to remind you something that happened in the Bible. When Jesus Christ entered his temple and discovered that men have turned his temple into a marketplace, a place of buying and selling. Okay, Jesus said, what did he do? Out of anger, Jesus was mad at them to the extent that he started throwing the things those people were trading in his temple. Jesus did it. His temple is a house of prayer and not a house of buying and selling. You may say that it is not the same scenario. Yes, they are different, but it's still the same thing. Why would you bring in alcoholic drinks in the house of God? Beer designed in the altar. Because you don't have fear of God in you. Hey, my God, among this generation, we are really turning into something else. What will you teach your child? Alcoholic drink, is it something that we need to emulate? Is this something that worth teaching your children to be taken to the point of bringing it into the house of God? And when the priest reacted, people started pointing hands at him. We are not getting it all right. And for those women, they need to be sanctioned. They need to be punished. Yes. Ogene de ka na-ekwu. The Bible is not about Robo for Ulomenana. If that father had allowed them to do that thing today, who knows the one that's going to happen tomorrow? Who knows the one that is going to happen next August meeting? Yeah? People no longer fears God. Why? Because we know that this God is so slow in anger. But because we take Christianity to be you have your opinion that everything, you have your opinion, you have your reasons for committing sin, doing something that you know that is against the doctrines or whatever you call it. Yeah? And some of us do not know that the attitude we portray outside says a lot about our personality. If you cannot respect your priest in your church, the priest in your church, how do you think that person will respect the husband she has at home? Don't do this. You did it. Maybe in your house. That is to tell you how people neglect their husband. Your husband will tell you not to do this. You will insist on doing it, that he cannot decide for you. No, that is exactly what it means. Huh? Do you think that person can fear God? If you cannot respect human being in Afwanya, you do not respect your husband, you cannot respect your priest, how much more God? How much God you are calling every time? God that you have not seen, you have not met. Mmadu nwere ike iji egbugbo gbuo gị. Mmadu nwere ike haya ndị ga-egbu gị. Mmadu nwere ike iji mma gbugbu gị isi. Itu he egwuye. Obuluzu onye na hafu anya, somebody that you have not seen. How do you think that such a man can fear God? Please, as you're watching this video, I want you to share this video. I want it to get to a wider audience. Let us sanitize the house of God. This takes me back to the church. Ebaneme Bazaar. It is very common in the church, buying and selling. Jesus Christ is against it. It is against the ethics. It is against the scripture. You sell things in the house of God and people are buying. It is wrong. Some call it bazaar. Some give it different names. I am not saying that it is totally wrong. But what I am against is selling it inside that house of God. Why not go outside the church and do your jamboree and your buying and selling? But inside the church, please, it is not good. Let us fear God. As we claim that we are children of God, let us fear God in totality and in every honesty. It is not scam, but please share this video. We sanitize here our society and the house of God. Please, madam, go home and ask God for forgiveness, because is on that video, but you were there when the priest gave that order and you insisted, except if what I heard were not truth. Please go down on your knees and tell God to forgive you. Please share this video.